Hey guys, it's Stephanie Miller with IOIBdesigns.com. Welcome back to my channel. I am bringing you along the week after Christmas and giving you a craft room office tour. Now, from what you see right now, it's not probably the video you're thinking you want because it's a disaster in here. This is what happens after a really busy Christmas season. And this year, with more people shopping online than ever before, I think, I've been nonstop on the go for 2 months. My office has just become a disaster zone. I am literally tripping over things and it gives me the heebie-jeebies because anyone that knows me knows I cannot stand a mess. I don't function well in a mess. And so I'm not being super productive. I just don't have a functioning office space right now. It's really embarrassing, but I'm just gonna be totally out there. It's every January, I just love the fresh start of the new year. So I thought I would take you along as I organize my office. Now, when I walk into my office every day, it is overwhelming. I look around and I don't even know where to start. So I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that when you have a mess and it's just too overwhelming, and so you do nothing because you don't know where to start. And I will tell you, this is not getting all done today. This is going to be a process that's gonna take a couple days, hopefully just a couple days, could take up to a week, I'm not sure. But if I was to try and do this all in one day, it's too overwhelming. I will get tired, I will stop being efficient, and I just won't be thinking clearly to have everything organized the way it needs to be. So that's why I'm going to focus on different areas or zones in my office and focus on getting one of those areas just how I want it and making it work efficient for me. Because there are some areas in my office, like my shipping station, it works really well for me, how I have it set up. Although right now it's just cluttered with things that need to be put away. So that's something I know I can check off my list. I'm one of those people that I like to feel accomplished. So I like to make lists and I like to check things off my list. I will even write something on my list that's already done just so I can check it off. Any of you out there like that? So I like to start with the tasks that I think are gonna be easier. So I know the shipping station is the first place I'm gonna start because all I have to do is clean that up a little bit. The things on there that don't belong there, they have a space that I know I can put them. But then there are other areas of my office that I don't really know what I need to do with right now. I just know that they're not working for me and I need to just reorganize and find new places and just new systems so that they work for me and everything can stay in its place. So now I'm going to work on getting the top of my shipping station cleaned off, actually cleaned, because there's just a bunch of dirt. And all I have on here pretty much right now are vinyl rolls that I was going through and using a lot, and I just haven't put them in their bin where they actually belong. So I'm going to go grab the bin and then start rolling the vinyl rolls up and putting those away and work on getting this cleaned up. I buy my vinyl in big rolls, usually like 5-foot rolls, or I can't even remember how much is on this giant roll, but I go through a lot of vinyl. So I buy it in rolls and I like to store it rolled up. And I haven't found a problem. I know some people like to, if they buy the sheets, they like to store them flat, but I don't ever have a problem rolling them, just putting a rubber band around them, and then I keep them in this bin that I've had for a long time, but I believe I got it at the Target dollar spot for like $3 or $5 or something like that. And it works for me, and I can see all of my color selections. If I ever have local customers that need to choose colors, it's easy to just pull it out and show them their color choices. The big rolls, I do store those in the back of the cubby because you'll see later this goes in one of the cubbies in that cube shelf along my wall. And so I just set these in the back of the cubby, in the back of this. Now I have my workspace back. It's clean, it feels so good. And I just want to tell you too about this piece of furniture that I use for my shipping station. This actually came from IKEA. It is actually a baby changing table, but it works perfectly as my shipping station because underneath the table part, there is a shelf where I put my boxes. There are 3 drawers, and in the drawers, I also put boxes. I put my extra packing tape, and each drawer has a different size box. Here's my extra Dymo shipping labels for my shipping label maker. Down here, these are the gift boxes that my ornaments come in, along with gift boxes for wine glasses and the tissue paper that I wrap them in. Now, one thing that was not working for me at this station was it gets dirty very quickly. So I think I realized I can put my Clorox wipes in this little spot right here, along with some paper towels that I may need as I'm cleaning. Look at that, they fit just perfectly. And then over here are some envelopes for vinyl decals, my t-shirt poly mailers, and some more boxes. So lots of storage in this for all sorts of different shipping supplies. I'll put a link in the description box below of this baby changing table unit. Now, it is all white when you get it. This right here, I wanted to make it cute. I didn't want it all white. I wanted it to coordinate with my office. So all that is a patterned contact paper that I liked the colors because it went with the colors of my business. And I just covered the outside of the changing table with that contact paper. And it has lasted, gosh, it's been this way for 5 years, and it has lasted just fine. So I feel accomplished because now I have one area checked off my list. Now I'm just doing the dreaded part, which is just decluttering different areas of my office. Okay, so I cleared out everything that was here on the floor, and I'm going to move it into another room, into my boys' closets, because there's just no need for it here in my office. So now I have all this empty space, and as I was looking for some inspiration on YouTube the other day, I saw someone that had what I thought was a brilliant idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Maybe because I had all that stuff cluttering up this area. But now that I have all of this space, I'm going to hang up my silhouette mats right here on a 3M hook. Because what I was doing was setting them on top of my boys' school bins, and they would slip and slide off, and it was just annoying. It really wasn't working for me. So as I said, I'm working on finding systems that work better for me and more efficiently. So I'm going to take this 3M hook and hang it here. Now, let me hang, because all of the mats, they have a little hole in them made for hanging. So I'm going to hang it. Push it right on there, and I have room to hang them up. Now the other thing I'm gonna do is clean out old mats, because these are 2 old mats that they've lost their sticky, so I got replacements, and I don't know why I keep hanging on to them, because when I go to use them, things slide off of them, so they're no good. I'm going to toss them. So another thing about cleaning and organizing is you do have to purge. So some of the things that I thought maybe I would use it for something, sometimes people use them to make stencils with. I tried that, I didn't like it. So there's no reason I need to have old mats lying around. So these are the 2 that I use, and now they're hanging here out of my way. So now I'm just continuing to go around my office, and again, focusing on different zones at a time. You'll see from the multiple outfit changes that this happened over several days. I couldn't spend all day on organizing my office, but whenever I had a little bit of time, I would pick a zone and clean it up. The first thing I always did was take things out that didn't even belong in here, and if they had a specific place, then I would actually put them away. It seems kind of ridiculous whenever you realize that many of these things that were just piled high have an actual place to go, but that's just what happens when we get busy and you just quickly throw it down in some spot instead of putting it where it goes. I also cleaned as I went. So as I got an area cleaned off so I could actually see the surface underneath all of the junk, then I would clean that up. And oh my gosh, it felt so good because this office was so dusty and filthy. It felt so good to be actually cleaning it. And here's a bin of all Dollar Tree products, Christmas products, that I found when they first came out, and I had all these intentions of doing all these DIYs for you guys, and I just got so incredibly busy. So I'm just going to straighten this up, and I'm actually going to keep this in my office, and hopefully throughout the year I'll get some videos created for you so that next Christmas season they'll already be done for when I'm too busy to be making videos. So I'm just straightening this up, and I'm going to find a little spot to stick this bin in here. Really cute stuff in here that I forgot I even had bought. This bin is an example of a system that is just not working for me. This is where I store all of my paint brushes, spray paint, Mod Podge, paint pens, glass etching cream, and little colored paint bottles. But as you can see, it's just a big, huge mess. Everything is piled one on top of the other. I actually forget some of the things that I even have in here. So I've come up with a storage solution, very affordable, that is going to help me organize this bin. The inspiration came from seeing someone use this crate from Hobby Lobby, but I did not like that the price tag was $60. So I came up with an affordable option with items made from the Dollar Tree. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I was actually looking for the little mini wooden crates that they sell, but I couldn't find any at 2 different Dollar Trees. So I started looking around and trying to find something else that would work. So I came across these little gift boxes that are in by all of the gift wrap and the gift bags. And what attracted me to them was the pink with the white polka dots on the side. I don't need the top, so it doesn't matter that it has a flamingo on the top that I'm not interested in. So I'm just going to use this box part. Now the other thing, they didn't have all of the sizes that I wanted. I really wanted all the same size, and my idea was just going to be to stack them and glue them together all the same size. So you do have to get creative sometimes when you're shopping at the Dollar Tree because they don't always have everything you want. So I just took the different sizes and I was still able to get a similar look, just stacking them. I knew I wanted to have 2 rows of little cubbies, and I'm just gonna hot glue these together like this, and then these are gonna create little cubbies that I'm going to store some paint and glue sticks and different things like that. While I was gathering inspiration from Pinterest and YouTube, I noticed that I really loved it when people were actually displaying their craft items in their craft room and it became part of their decor. So that was the idea behind this container. I'm going to use the paint bottles. I'm going to store them with the bottoms showing so you can see the colors. It'll make selecting a color and knowing what I have on hand much easier. And then my colorful twine, just because it's colorful and fun. And my hot glue gun sticks I wanted to have accessible when I need to refill my glue gun. These will be really handy because they'll be sitting on top of a shelf. I am absolutely loving the storage solution. I've been using these large vegetable cans as storage for years, and I always intended on making them cute, but I just never have. So I decided I was going to recreate the white enameled container look with, what is that called? It's like the farmhouse look with the white enamel and then the black trimmed edge. I don't know, but that's what I'm creating here. So I painted the cans white with chalk paint. It did take me 2 to 3 layers of the chalk paint. I would probably suggest spray paint, but I didn't have any, so I was using what I had on hand. Then I went around the edge, the top and the bottom edge, with black chalk paint, and I created that look. And then I made a label because I love labeling everything. And I used the skinny font, which I will link in the description box below. I just think that adding labels to things helps add to, and adds like a decorative element to it. I don't know, especially when it's a cute font like the Skinny. It reminds me, if you like the Ray Dunn look, this is the font that is the most similar to that. So I am very excited to have these labels around my office. But if you don't have a Silhouette machine or a Cricut machine, of course, you could just write on it with a Sharpie marker or paint a label, or any other kind of label would work. Just remember, just make it your own and do what you love. I'm addicted to fonts, so this is perfect for me. My ribbon bin is another bin that just absolutely is not working. Look at all this stuff just piled in here. I can't even see everything that I have. I was really trying to not just go out and buy new things to organize my office, even though it's tempting to do that, but I wanted to see what things I already had on hand that I could use and maybe repurpose things. So I realized there's so much storage in my desk that I really don't use. So I found these two bins that had things back from my scrapbooking days, tools that I'm never going to use again. So I cleaned those bins out, and I'm going to donate those items to someone that can use them. And I have two empty bins now that I'm going to organize my tool and my ribbon in. It's going to give me a lot more room for those items. I'll be able to see what I have and easily pull it down from my desk when I need them. So each of these bins are where I'm keeping my stock of shirts, and I used the Dollar Tree labels to label which shirts are in that bin. These just clip on. I've got a clip on the back, and you can write on these with a chalkboard marker, but I did vinyl in the Skinny font so that everything would match, because I like to have everything matchy-matchy. These bins, they were baskets, and there wasn't a place to clip the clip, so I was able to weave a piece of twine through the basket, and then I clipped clipped this clip to it into there. I could have just glued it on the basket, but I have trouble committing to things like that in case I ever want to change it. So that way that's temporary, it matches, but I can change it if necessary. Another storage idea is to take glass mason jars or any kind of glass jar and store some of your supplies in there. So I love the look of these wooden beads. So I had all these different size mason jars that I just put the beads into. I separated them out by size, so now they're easy to get the ones that I need when I need them, and they look cute. And then I also put one of my bead garlands over here that I made. And that's just setting on a cake stand, just to add different height and fun to it. I'm thinking about maybe spray painting the tops of all the mason jars, because this one here, I had one that was gold versus all the silver, because I just used what I had on hand. So I possibly will spray paint those tops black so that they all match. I haven't decided yet. This sign here was actually supposed to be for photos. You clip the photos into the little clips, but I took colored cardstock to match my office, laminated them, the pieces of cardstock, and then stuck those in the clips. And then I'm able to write on the laminated surface with a dry erase marker. And that's where I just put different notes of things I need to order, or special order requests I get, I will write on there. And then I can erase it off. Now over here I had these crates, and I decided that in there I was going to keep projects that my personal projects that I'm doing. So I just labeled it personal projects, and these are some projects here that I have waiting to be done. This one you can see it's Christmas related. I've had that for a couple years. It was a project I saw someone do on YouTube and I wanted to make my own for Christmas, and I think that's been 2 years ago and I've still not made it. So maybe if I keep all of my personal projects here, it'll remind me that, oh, these are things I want to do, and maybe I'll actually get to my own projects. And here are all the before and afters of how my office went from a cluttered mess to a nice, neat, organized room. I love it. This is actually the first time in the 5 years I've lived in this house that my office is just the way I want it. Everything now has its own designated, labeled space, which will help prevent me from letting piles of stuff collect all over. When everything is clean and organized, I'm able to work more efficiently, which is very important for my business. Now, I know life happens and I'm sure that it won't always stay this neat because I'm a crafter and, well, that's just the nature of crafting. It's a messy job, but someone has to do it, right? But now I'll be able to straighten up quickly because everything has a place to go. And the best part of this little makeover is that it didn't cost a lot of money. In fact, I only spent $12 on the pink and white polka dot boxes and the chalkboard labels from Dollar Tree. Everything else were things I already had around my home, or I reorganized and repurposed containers to use for other things. So I hope my craft room tour gave you some ideas and inspiration for how to organize your craft room or office or some other space in your home. Remember to just make it work for you. Think about the problem areas of your space and work to make them more functional for you. It's a big and overwhelming task, I know. So break it up into smaller manageable parts and you can do it. If you got some ideas that helped you in this video, I would appreciate it if you'd give this video a big thumbs up and comment below. What ideas do you think you may try in your space? I would also love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So that's all for now. I will see you in my next video. Bye!